Welcome back to the show. Thank you for staying tuned. And in case you're just joining us, this is Hello Nigeria. Now, today on the show, we have a very interesting guest, like I mentioned earlier. Now, this is someone who saw lemons. You know, when they say, when life hands you lemons, you make lemonade. And he has done this very well. He's making a lot of money, but I gather that he started with 2,000 naira. Anyway, I'll just leave room for him to tell us the story. I present to you Seun Abolaji. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Nice to have you on Hello Nigeria.
Thank you for having me.
You have quite an interesting story, Seun, I must say. I mean, you started with 2,000 naira, and today you're the co-owner and creative director of Wilson's Juice Limited. How did it start? And yes, tell us the story.
I mean, literally, it's interesting. We saw opportunity. We were doing another business, but that fell through. We didn't understand the business practices in our environment when we moved back. So that was like 2008.
Okay.
So we started another business making acre oil, palm kernel oil, and it fell through. And we just saw opportunity to make fresh orange juice. So we were making orange juice at Covenant University. We had a small kiosk making orange juice. We started doing smoothies, and then we saw lemons, and so we bought a bag of lemons. So yeah, it started with 2,000 naira because that first bag of oranges and that plastic juicer was just 2,000 naira.
2,000 naira. Okay.
So when we saw the lemons, we added lemonade because, I mean,
you lived in the United States of America for most of your life, and you have constant electricity.
Yeah.
You don't have transportation issues. What were you and your brother thinking when you decided to come back home? What was the pull?
Wow.
Well, I think let me even jump in on Benga's question so that we can put it in context. Taking you back in terms of, it's just now, you moved back with your brother. Do you co-own the business with your brother?
Yes.
Oh, great. Okay.
Yes.
So, yeah, just to clarify that in terms of the fact that it's with your brother, it's a family business. How long did you live in the United States for?
I left Nigeria when I was 8.
Okay.
And then I'd say like 20 years we were living in the United States.
And what were you doing before then?
I'm a pharmacist by trade. So
Pharmacist?
yeah, I have a PharmD. So I was working as a pharmacist in New York for 5 years.
All right. So now going to Benga's question, why did you decide to make that big move back home?
It's interesting. I came back to visit in 2007 by myself without my parents. So I was like, okay, I can see how I can make this work. And then every time I would visit before then, I'd get like some type of pull to come back. I don't know how to explain it. It was just like, I'd feel sad every time I was leaving.
Home is where the heart is.
Of course, it's very true. It's very true. And so that pull was strong enough to say, what are the opportunities here? And we saw an opportunity, and then we keep seeing opportunities. The beautiful thing about Nigeria is it's a land of opportunities if you open your eyes enough to see it. Everything's not set up yet, fully. Like if you go to the United States, everything's there. So there's opportunities for you to kind of plug in and fill your place.
And didn't you feel a bit nervous seeing as you're a pharmacist? Agriculture is not your sector.
Yeah.
Of all the sectors to invest in.
Yeah, but they make medicine from...
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah,
it's true.
but not juice.
Yeah. I'll be very honest. My father didn't want us to move back at first. He was just like, I was making like 6 figures as a pharmacist. You make pretty good money. And, but I wasn't fulfilled. I don't know how to explain.
6 figures in naira or 6 figures in dollars?
Wow.
Monthly or annually?
Annually.
All right. We need to clarify that because a lot of people think, some people think that, maybe things weren't working out for you, so you decided to come back.
No. They were
never
working well.
believe
That
when
you
people come
actually
back
had
to
a
Nigeria.
great job.
Yes,
And this leads me to my next question. What opportunities? You mentioned opportunities. Now they say America is a land of opportunities.
Yes.
They even call it God's own country.
God's own country.
Yes,
and there's you live in America to come back home saying that there are a lot of opportunities. What would you say are the opportunities that are here that are not there that should, that would be a big pull for someone to want to come back home after 20 years?
I mean, you know what's interesting? When you go to the United States, a lot of things are already set up. So you have to come up with very creative, very different businesses like Facebook, Airbnb, different businesses like that. But certain things here in Nigeria aren't fully set up yet. So if you see it and you're like, okay, let me do that. For us, it was juice made from real juice, not from concentrate or artificial coloring and flavoring. We're like, okay, let's start that. Let's do something. I mean, we literally just started making it in cups. And then it just graduated to bottles and then graduated to branding our own brand. And so, I mean, we thank God it's been growing. But there's so many opportunities that's still available.
Talking about growth, and of course, it can't just be a romance movie like everything went so smoothly.
It's not.
What are some of the challenges you faced while doing your business? The Nigerian factor. What are some of those obstacles that there were obstacles in your business?
I mean, like the Nigerian factor is there. There's different types of factors. If we try to do this in the United States, we need at least $10 million. I'll be very honest.
Wow.
So there's factors there anywhere you go. It's about the team. My brother and I right now are the management team, but we have people above us that are kind of helping us and directing us in different ways. We've built a great sales team. We've built a good factory team. So yeah, you look at it, you're saying we run on diesel mainly. So if we can somehow run less on diesel, then we can bring the cost of production down. It's about the cost of production is going up with everything that we're doing, especially even now. Yeah. And we're trying to find a way to squeeze the margins. And it's amazing, like from the people that are above us that are giving us advice, we're finding ways to make it work.
Okay, so in case you're watching, we'd like to let you know that you can call in and ask questions. If you have any questions to ask or you have any contribution you want to make, call in and contribute. I want to ask a question. You mentioned earlier that you were doing something else. You had a business you were doing, but that failed.
Ekuro.
What is Ekuro?
It's palm kernel.
Oh, okay.
You take the palm kernel, you squeeze it in these big machines, you get oil and cake.
Oh.
So you sell the oil to soap makers and people doing like biodiesel. And then you use the cake for people, for like piggeries and people that have
When you say
piggeries
cake, I thought you meant cake at weddings. Cake for.
At least I'm glad I just learned something.
Give you a kuro.
Something new. Is that what they're talking on when they sang Ekuro?
Yeah, that's it, right? It's the same thing.
Okay, I'll get the literal interpretation later. But you did that business and it flopped.
Yes.
And then you started something new again.
Yes.
What motivated you to pick up the courage? Because the truth is there are a lot of people who are watching who've tried business.
Yeah.
To be honest, I've tried business before and I've said to myself, you know what, this business thing is not for me. When I buy shoes and I want to sell and I just take like half of the shoes to wear for myself and basically
that's
just
a case of indiscipline on
on the one hand, on the other hand, you sell to people that owe you terribly.
Yes,
I know, and it's such a big deal.
yes,
So
yes.
what is it that motivated you to say, I'll try this again?
And what lessons did you learn?
I mean, it's at the end of the day.
To Wilson's.
Oh, okay. At the end of the day, it's about having courage in anything you do. And I look at my brother and I, it's just, we have a lot of courage. And we don't have, we'll see obstacles and find a way to go around it. I mean, that's the amazing thing about it.
Is that you and your brother?
Yeah, that's Shay right there.
Right. Older or younger?
Shewa
He's younger,
and
actually,
Shay-
but he looks older
He looks
somehow.
older.
Yes. But yeah, it's about having courage and not wanting to give up. I want to be successful in life. Whatever I do, I'm going to be successful in life. Maybe that's the drive. I'm not sure. Some people have different drives for money and stuff.
So
Okay.
Means to be
what's
a
your
success.
advice for young Nigerians abroad that, they're tired of paying taxes all the time and they want to have, they want to give back to society, they want to come back home. What are those 3 essential things they need to know?
Okay. For one, just as a disclaimer, you don't have to come back. To be very honest with you. No, I'm just like, you don't have to come back. You don't have to be in business. You don't have to be an entrepreneur. It's very true. You have to look at yourself and your situation, what you can do. Because, there's people that come back and then they move back a year later. Like, you look at the environment and be like, I can't do this. I'm used to hot water. I'm used to roads being clear. I'm used to whatever the issue is. And they move back. So it's for you to look within yourself and say, hey, what do I really want to do? And have a drive within yourself to do something. After you've done that and you want to move back, now you have to have courage because you're going to have a lot of things that come your way that you don't expect.
Regardless of where you live.
Regardless. I used to live in Ota before I moved to Lagos. And I used to travel back and forth every day. It's a lot that I got into, a lot of things that happened. I don't even want to talk about it.
Okay, just hold on.
Yeah.
We'll continue with the point after this break. Do stay with us. We have Seun Ajibola in the studio, and we'll continue our conversation after this.
All right, welcome back to the show. And in case you're just tuning in, we're talking with Seun Abolaji. Benga, this is your fault.
It's Seun Abolaji,
Yes, Seun
CEO
Abolaji.
and co-director of
Wilson's.
co-owner of
Co-owner.
Wilson's Juice Company.
And you know, I have to say that it's really great to see a young man like, I don't know how old you are, but I'm sure you're not up to 35, you know, I'm correct. And to see a young man like you having, you know, a business as successful as yours. Now, I had to ask a question because something you mentioned earlier on, you talked about Ekuro, you talked about coming back home, you talked about your father and your family. Now, you've lived abroad for so long, but I can almost sense that there were some influences that your parents had on you for you not to forget about home. Now, if you could share with us those influences and also how important it was for you to make, you know, to feel that pull coming back home. And then the second thing I was going to ask is, you have a family business. I know that it's not always the easiest to work with your relative, your friend. It's broken a lot of friendships. How have you managed that relationship with your brother, you know, and still running a business?
Okay. First question about our parents. You know, growing up, they speak Yoruba to us, so I can speak Yoruba. I sound funny, but I can speak it.
You speak Yoruba with an
But you
American
understand
accent.
everything.
You know, I try to understand
He
everything.
just
now.
lectured us on Ikuro.
No.
And you didn't even know.
No, it doesn't
I don't
matter.
even know.
Didn't know
I don't even know the literal
No, I
meaning.
mean, it's interesting. I had to go to Lagos Island with one of our people that work with us to talk to some old mama in Lagos Island deep down inside. And it was like, I had to speak Yoruba to her for her to even give me any attention. So our parents taught us Yoruba. Our culture was very much highlighted in our
You were
in
not
our
one of
family.
those kids who called the police when they beat you?
No, but you know what's interesting is that as a kid, I had to babysit my brothers and sisters. I have 3 younger siblings.
Are you the first one?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And there was a time where I think I did something really foolish and poured some water from the top floor on someone at the bottom. And they called the police on us, and then they realized it was just us at home.
Yeah.
So yeah, never called our parents, never called the police. I would be too scared to do that. Like, it was very much.
But did they
Nigerian
beat you
home.
growing up?
Of course, it was a Nigerian home.
They
Yes.
beat you?
It was very
So they
disciplined.
instilled the discipline,
Yes,
despite
yes,
the fact that you're far away from home,
Yes,
you never
yes.
forgot
Yes,
about home.
yes.
That's
It's
fantastic.
very-
And now, how have you been able to manage your relationship, like I asked with your brother?
You know, what's interesting is that we're more partners when we do the business. It is, you can say it's a family business, but it's really like we're partners. So we argue, we talk every day, and we argue, but it's to get to the best point. You know, I have a thing for how things look and how they feel. Shay's more of the operations guy. So there's always going to be some kind of conflict there. But we're not having a conflict to destroy things. We're conflict to get the best idea.
Okay,
Always
now,
the best idea.
you're a co-owner, basically, so this is what we refer to as CEO here in Nigeria. And you have people under your employ, the people that you pay salaries monthly, yeah? Okay, there are people who are watching that are business owners, and they've tried businesses, they failed. What would you say is the best advice you give to someone who is a CEO on how best to manage your staff?
Okay. For one, my brother is the CEO. I'm the sales director and the creative director within the company. But it's to have a vision and a mission that you share with every meeting we share that with our employees. And it's not been an easy thing. We've had people come and go, but the ones that are still there that are learning and saying, I believe in this culture and creating a culture within your business, those are the ones that we're finding that are being successful. And everyone is young. Like you said, I'm the oldest person in my company.
Really?
Yeah, and it's like, actually, no, we just hired someone in the accounts department that's older. But before that, so everyone's young. And then it's like young Nigerians doing really amazing
Great
things. And I'm very proud of that.
So how long has this journey been on for? And where do you see your company in the next 5-10 years? What's the dream?
Okay. I'll say how long has it been? For 2 years, between 2010 and 2012, we were squeezing in cups, selling. About 2012 ending, we got our NAFDAC. So 2013 to now, we've been pushing out. So I'll say our company is about 3 years old. Where it is now, we make fresh squeezed lemonade, Wilson's lemonade, and we make the pink lemonade, and we have 4 different sizes coming out soon. But we have so many more products coming out as well. We want to own this natural beverage thing that no one's really owning in Nigeria right now.
There's something I noticed about your product. It's the aesthetics of it,
Yeah.
the visual, the visuals. Your bottle is a square bottle. Is there any reason why? I actually thought it was dishwashing liquid the first time I saw it. The first time I saw it.
I mean,
And then I had to read again,
yes,
and I
yes.
saw lemonade.
yes, lemonade. That's funny.
Yes.
You know, in the very beginning, we were using generic bottles, round bottles, but we were like, we're gonna fit in.
Okay, just hold your thoughts for a second. We have a call. Marvelous from K2, good afternoon.
Hello, Marvelous, Marvelous. Good afternoon.
Marvelous, you need to turn down the volume of your TV, please.
Okay, I turned it down. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. I just want to quickly add some contribution about what your guest is talking about.
Go ahead, please.
I've said it before. You brought the guest before, and I said it that the reason why entrepreneurship fails in Nigeria is because most of our leaders, starting from the top, they don't patronize made in Nigeria products, made in Nigeria. They don't patronize Nigeria. But one thing I also have about this business and entrepreneurship is also that most of them, rather than thinking about adding value, they are thinking about making profit. That's one of the problems I have with most entrepreneurs. It's always about making profit, and they should first add value before making profit. And again, I want to talk about adequate knowledge. They should please have adequate knowledge. They should read about it, learn about the fact, and don't just do the business and you don't know the in and out of it. So that's what I feel about this.
Thank you very much, Marvelous.
Well, thank you very much,
Interesting
Marvelous.
take
Very
there.
marvelous.
Always
Very
a great
marvelous
comment from
indeed.
him. Always a great
I mean, it's
comment.
called a business for a reason. It's not a charity. And you're out there to make profit. But in making profit, you should
Ensure
have a
you're
human
giving
face to
very
it.
I mean, what was interesting is for the first 2 years, it was about creating our product and making sure, like we had our first salesperson last year. So it was about the product and focusing on the product and the way it looks and how it tastes and how it feels. So in that time, we learned about our product. In that time, we learned about how to make sure that it's the same thing every single time. So yeah, it took us time to quality assurance and to grow that. And when you come to one of our meetings, you'll realize that it's about changing the people. Our people within our company are different types of people.
Good.
It's still in different
It's still
type
in
of
values, yeah,
Nigerians.
and the values are there, and we are hard workers. It's just they have to trust you as a owner of the company that you're looking out for them as well. So they're seeing the progression in the company, and they're like, okay, this is a place that I want to be.
Good.
You know, you talked about culture earlier on, and obviously that struck me because not many people talk about building a culture in their workplace in Nigeria in particular. It's unfortunate, but I think that the more young people own businesses, the more we build a culture as opposed to just having people come to work, tick the box, and then go home. Yeah. Something you said I was going to ask you about, but it skipped my mind. Maybe Olive wanted to say something and I'll remember.
Well, basically, I wanted to ask you, do you look to extend your business beyond the shores of Nigeria?
Yes.
Because we know right now is it within just Lagos?
Yes.
And are you looking to diversify away from lemonade?
Yes. So, look, you start with a product. Anything, you start with a product. You see what the people... We've tested our market. We've tested it. People accept it. We have people rebuying and rebuying and rebuying. So we know our product is good. Now is to take it to the next level. And it's about getting funding for that. That's where we are now. We're not, we don't want to be boutique. We want every Nigerian to say, hey, do I want something that's fizzy, sugary, sweet, or do I want something that's made from real lemons, real fruit, and is actually kind of good for me? And I want every Nigerian to see that. I don't want it to just be in, VI, Lekki, and those. I want every Nigerian to say, I have a choice. So when I look at the market and I look at how big the market is, it's huge because it's like, we have so far to go, and we're not even competing with anyone because our product is different in this environment. So for me, it's like, we're trying to ramp it up. We want distributors all across Nigeria. We want to be across all of Nigeria, and the way our product is right now, people think it's imported. So that means
it actually does look important.
So that means
you're doing something right.
Have you employed a lawyer yet?
Yes.
Let's take this call
Not leaving her
from
job at all.
Princess from Monicon. Good afternoon, Princess.
Hello.
Hello, Princess.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Please go ahead. We can hear you.
I like the encouragement of Shehu. He encouraged me.
Please turn down your
wanted to-
TV, the volume of your TV. We can hear an echo. Thank you.
I wanted to start an event planning job, but he encouraged me, so I like that. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very
We're happy
much,
to hear that.
Princess. We're
That's
happy.
great. And I need to ask you this because Princess is hearing this and she's saying that she wanted to get a job, but you've encouraged her to be an entrepreneur. Now, was there a time you wanted to quit? What happened and how did you overcome that desire to just throw the towel in and go back to your pharmacy job in America? Six-figure paying salary
I'll
job.
be very honest. I haven't gotten to the point where I wanted to return yet. No, I'm in this for a long run.
Good.
But there's been challenges. There've been times where you're just like, it's just very difficult. A lot of things are just not going the right way. But unexpected
expenses.
stuff. Yeah, you know, people. You know, once the people's eyes are getting on the company, then it's like different people are trying to. But for me, it's like we have a goal and we have a target where we're going. So I'm just focused on that.
How many states do you have your products in?
13 now. That's through ShopRite. We're in every single ShopRite.
In 3 years.
Yeah.
That's I mean, that's an achievement.
Yeah. And it's all the people that we have inside that are making this happen.
Now, would you say that it's the strength of two that's working? Because a lot of people have ideas, they want to execute these ideas alone, but you are working, you're sharing this idea with, there's a partnership between yourself and your brother. Would you say that that went a long way in aiding the success of your business?
I say, you know, sometimes in the very beginning, it was very lonely. I'll be very honest with you. It's very, it's like you almost against the world. But it's beautiful that when you're concentrated on something, you're concentrated on something positive, you just start finding people that want to add to your story. So now I look at
Everybody
our
likes
team.
a successful.
Not even just that. Not even that. I'm looking at before we're like, even now I think we're growing, but we're not where we want to be. So, but when people see you're doing something positive and you're moving in the right direction and you have principles that you stand on, then you start adding people. And people are attracted to your company, and people stay in your company. And you give them a reason to stay.
All right, let's change gears a little bit. We have a few more minutes to change gears because we talked a lot about your business. We talked about, you know, and it's fantastic. Really learned a lot. Now, talking about you in Nigeria, just ask a few random questions because some people are watching at home and, you know, they want to understand the life of a, well, you say you're not a CEO, sales director, co-founder. What's your favorite Nigerian meal?
Man, it's amala, pounded jam.
And you like the swallows.
Yeah, I like the swallows. You know, I've been the stews. I've been experimenting recently just to see which one I like. So I've had ogbono and some vegetable, and then ewedu and some other stuff. I just been trying to see.
Can you cook?
Me?
Yeah.
Let me be very honest. I used to be able to cook.
You used to?
Yeah,
I thought
but-
cooking was like driving, you never forget.
No, yeah, it isn't, but it's like when you're, not that I'm so busy, but it's just like
Away from it.
you're not cooking that often. But yeah, I used to be able to cook. But I'm not the best cook in my family. My youngest brother is the best cook in the family. So.
And did you eat all the swallow you experimented? Did you used to eat them when you were in America?
Yes, my mom used to cook all that kind of stuff.
All right, now what's your, what do you do to relax?
Yeah.
Apart from making juice and painting.
I don't know.
I thought I was going to mention the painting.
I don't know. It's, I guess I'd say listening to music. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now, people who are watching, I would like to follow you on social media.
Okay.
Your handles.
Okay. Company handle is at Wilson's Juice Co. WILSONSJUICECO.
Okay.
That's on Instagram, Facebook, everything.
Okay. Is that your is that your personal handle?
No, my personal is at Nayo Times, NAYOTIMES.
Okay.
Fantastic.
So we applaud you and this beautiful thing you're doing. You're a young person in business, and you have a lot of other young people. Benga, Ayo, and I were part of your team by proxy.
I agree. I'll be in the tasting department.
It's been a pleasure.
I'll just be in the legal department.
It's been a pleasure having you on Hello Nigeria.
you
We
guys for
did
Thank you.
have a great time with you.
All right, we're about wrapping things up, but first let's go on a quick break. When we return, Sharon would not be in the studio, but we will.
To enjoy more of these our ogbonge videos when you just watch, press this button to subscribe on top of our YouTube page. You go love am.